Hey all, thanks for stopping by the channel. Wanted to talk this time about digital radio, and this is the Retevis RT3S. I've got, you can hear a contact right now coming off of the hotspot that I've got here. And, in some ways, I feel like some people look at that and say, well, that's not even radio, that's just internet. And yeah, sort of. Everything's converging these days. I could do it over a radio tower. We've got digital repeaters here. I could tune into that same conversation over a radio tower. Well, but if you don't have internet, it doesn't work. And so, what about in emergencies? Well, I've got Starlink. I can have internet on top of Mount Mitchell if I want to, or on top of Mount Pisgah or Mount Everest or wherever, as long as I've got 12-volt power that supplies about 45 watts. I've got power, and so I could do this in the wilderness as long as I've got a good view of the sky. And so, yeah, it really is radio. It's just a little different approach. Now, if the internet really went down to the point that Starlink was unusable, yeah, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't be a good option. Shortwave would be the only thing. But if we're in a scenario where that wouldn't work, I wonder how well shortwave would work, because if there were, let's say, a nuclear war, how would that affect the ionosphere? How would that affect radio propagation for shortwave? I don't know. It would definitely, disrupt everything. And we'd probably have bigger concerns than trying to find out what's going on out in the world. We would probably be nose to the grindstone, trying to figure out how we get through today and the next day and the next day. But, is it real radio is one of the things. And I would say, yes, it is. It does add another layer of complexity. I like the idea of DMR over Echolink. I liked Echolink at the time. It was an interesting idea, although I feel like DMR one ups it because you've got really good audio quality, um, and that's one of the things that I do like about this particular radio. The other thing that people talk about is, well, DMR is dead, because I always try and listen to the repeater and I never hear anything. And I get that. I think part of the problem there is just fragmentation of where people are. Um, we have a couple of analog repeaters that are good coverage repeaters in the area. And so I would say I can count about 5 that, if you listen to those, that's where most everybody is. Digital repeaters, there are 2 digital repeaters, and the activity on them, though, might not necessarily be local. It might be somebody connecting to Brandmeister and they're tuning into Talk Group 91. Okay, well, if you're not talking to Talk Group 91 through that repeater or through any other repeater, you're not going to hear them, unless you can monitor everything on a time slot on the repeater. But if you're not monitoring everything, you're not going to hear if they're on Talk Group 91 or Talk Group 3147, or maybe they're on the bridge to the southeastern reflector on Yesu. There are so many options, so many choices. It reminds me of the concept of going to buy toothpaste. And used to, it feels like years ago, it was, okay, are we going to get Crest or Colgate? We got a handful of options, maybe 5 choices. And today you go and buy toothpaste. How many choices do you have? I can't count how many choices we've got these days. We've got the one with whitening. We've got the one with extra protection for cavities. We've got this, we've got that. And that's just within the Crest brand or the Colgate brand. I mean, everybody's got 500 different options on their toothpaste. Same is true of digital radio, where we had 5 repeaters that cover the area pretty well for analog. And everybody's going to be able to go there because we don't have sub-channels. We don't have two time slots and then other talk groups that we can subdivide into. Well, with digital, yeah, we've got thousands of options, if not tens of thousands of options. And so it is more fragmented. And so it makes it more important that if digital is part of your communication plan for emergencies, that you plan it out, that you say, okay, this is the talk group we're using. This is the time that we're meeting. And you can have your own family group in a digital talk group. It's really a pretty neat idea that if you have off-grid network communications capabilities, that you can have a good, clear digital conversation with anybody, anywhere, anytime. You just need to plan it out. And so, um, DMR, digital radio, do I like it? Yeah, I do. Do I still use analog? Yeah, I do. I like analog. Analog's always going to be the lowest common denominator. Um, but digital definitely has a great usefulness. There's a statewide talk group for the state of Tennessee. I remember one night listening to a guy that was a trucker who had a DMR rig in his truck, and he was down around Atlanta, I think, and he was checking in up here in the Tennessee group while he was traveling, and he had gone through North Carolina, through South Carolina, down into Georgia, and he was able to talk to the same talk group the whole time. I don't know if he had roaming on his radio where he just had the repeaters plugged in, or if he had a hotspot running off of, maybe cell phone, mobile, or Starlink, or something that could keep internet. But whichever way, he was able to talk from the cab of his truck back to somebody in his home state of Tennessee the whole drive. The whole way he was able to, okay, so what's going on? I heard there was something going on over in this area here. What was that all about? Oh, well, what happened was, he was able to get local news, if you will, from somebody relayed over that way as he was driving. And so I really do like the idea of digital. Sometimes the talk groups seem way too niche, but I think that's okay. I wish there were more ways to make it easier to just do the local, and I have heard local contacts on our local repeaters, but a lot of times the local repeaters are off doing talk group 91 or 93 or whatever. They're doing different talk groups because people are trying to make contacts around the world. I have heard contacts from around the world. I can't tell you how many countries that I have heard over DMR that, yes, I could have heard on shortwave, but shortwave can be hard to make out at times. You get the signal drift, you get the static, you get all of that, and the DMR is crystal clear most of the time. There are exceptions to that. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I am really liking digital. This Retevis was a pretty cheap entry point for it. Fortunately, I already had a Raspberry Pi, that was like $30. I probably paid more for the kit because I had a case, I had other things with it. And then the add-on board was 30, which is the only thing that I had out of pocket this time around because I've had that Raspberry for a good while. But at the end of the day, I like digital enough that I want to get a couple more hotspots set up so that I've got one in the car, one at the house, so that I can play with it a little bit more. And then who knows, maybe I get a second radio set up and come up with a custom talk group for something. Might play around with some ideas there. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on DMR, and I'm really kind of liking it. Yes, it's real radio, and no, it's not dead, not by a long shot. It's just there are a lot of different places people can be, so it's hard to gauge that it's as active as it really is. So anyway, leave comments down below if you agree, disagree, if you found something else that's better. There are a lot of DMR networks out there. What's your favorite DMR network? Is it Brandmeister? Is it TGIF? Is it free DMR, DMR Plus? There are a couple of those out there. So let me know. Or do you like sticking with the Yaesu System Fusion, the digital analog approach there from Yaesu? I know that's pretty popular around here. Anyway, let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check back soon, and I will see you later. You take care. Thanks.